What's up, veterans? Thank you for tuning in. Today, we are going to talk about what is going on with the VA, with the VA Disability Office, the new Office of Management, and the budget chief. And I'm going to play a video where VA Secretary Doug Collins addresses veterans benefits in this new video. Thank you guys for tuning in to this live stream and rocking with me. I appreciate you. We are veterans serving veterans. So in a recent video message from his desk yesterday, February 13th, at the VA Central Office, Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins addressed media concerns that veterans benefits might be targeted for cuts. He said, I am the Secretary of VA, and I'm telling you right now, that's not happening. The reality is veterans benefits aren't getting cut, is what Collins said. So veterans, that's what he said. Veterans benefits ain't getting cut. In fact, we are actually giving and improving services. He went on to emphasize that the Veterans Benefits Administration is clearing cases faster than ever and that the VA remains mission focused by doing what it is supposed to do. Okay, I kind of beg to differ on that. It depends on the veteran that you ask and the day that you ask them if they're moving fast or not, right? To some benefits right now, it seems like it's forever and taking forever to get a decision made. But in his first full week on the job, Collins also addressed concerns about the Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, DOGE, and rumors regarding access to veterans' personal information. He clarified that DOGE representatives at VA are reviewing contracts to ensure operations remain efficient and that resources are directed towards services for veterans. He says, I'm happy to partner with them to find things we need to get rid of so we can put the money where it belongs, back with our veterans, he said. Collins reinforced the VA's dedication to fulfilling its mission under President Trump's leadership and concluded his message with an assurance of ongoing transparency. All right, we're going to hold you to that regarding developments at the VA. And here live, if you are tuning in, I am going to be sharing this video with you right now. And let's see what he did have to say. These are Veteran Secretary Doug Collins' comments. Let's see what he says.
Hey, everybody. It's Doug again. I can't believe it. I've been here about a week. And you know the one thing that hadn't changed about DC? It's the media up here that like to tell you stuff that they want you to believe. I'm going to give you a breakdown. This is how it happens in the media up here. They take a possibility and then they run with a story because they want you to believe it because they got to write something. And frankly, they don't know what to write because right now President Trump is making progress and this administration is doing what it said, making promises and keeping them. But let me tell you one that's right now. There's a one that's going around in the media right now about veterans benefits being cut. I'm the Secretary of VA. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not happening. They can do hypotheticals all they want. I'm telling you about reality. Reality is veterans benefits aren't getting cut. In fact, we're actually giving and improving services in our Veteran Benefits Administration. They're actually clearing cases quicker. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. There's also this rumor out there that DOGE is out there, is this infamous thing that's going to take personal information and do that. I'm telling you what, we've got DOGE representatives here that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that is looking at our contracts, making sure that we have the best run facility for efficiency to make sure who? The veteran gets the care they need. I'm happy to partner with them to find things that we need to get rid of so that we can put the money where it belongs. You know where that is, back with our veteran. President Trump's hit the ground running. We've hit the ground running. And like I'm saying, if you want to come for the real truth, come to see me.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like what he's saying. I ain't mad at that. You know, if you want to hear what's going on, check him out. You know, I like it. I like him. I like what he's saying. And, you know, it's very, very important that you don't listen to the rumor mill and all the stories and the narrative and the agenda that's being spoken by just, you know, the story and the news and all that stuff. I want to share an article, right, that was posted on February 11th here. And it says, the VA Secretary Doug Collins addressed some issues with the new Office of Management and the budget chief. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. During his confirmation hearing on January 21st, Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins, who you just heard, VA Secretary, pledged to preserve veterans benefits and not balance the budgets on the backs of veterans. Thank you. But the confirmation of Office of Management and Budget Director Russell Vaught, who contributed to 2 consecutive playbooks that support significant changes to VA disability benefits, has put veteran service organizations on guard against any potential shifts in VA compensation. Vaught confirmed Thursday in a 53-47 Senate vote, spearheaded a 2023 report by the Center for Renewing America think tank that called for reducing VA disability compensation for veterans who reach Social Security retirement age and eliminating unemployability benefits for these veterans as well. The report also proposed cutting disability compensation to veterans with ratings lower than 30% and dropping disability compensation for veterans whose health conditions aren't directly related to military duty. As we already know, you can't add your benefits already if you or add your dependents on your benefits if you're not 30% rated or higher. They're trying to propose, the CBO is the Congressional Budget Office. They always throw out ideas, and that's what's happening right now with this new administration. They're throwing out all these ideas and throwing this mud at the wall of this could help save money. And unfortunately, these guys and gals and the CBO and whoever they are, not veterans, obviously, want to come after veterans benefits. And that's where they think some of the deficit can be cut at and stuff. But there are a lot of other things like Starbucks coffee and things of that nature and unnecessary items that the government uses and spends money on that are just completely unnecessary, that they're spending millions of dollars on that we don't even want to get into, and things that they don't need to be doing. And definitely one of those things is even considering to cut veterans benefits. I just think that is absurd. But anyways, there's a lot of stories, a lot of rumor mill, and that's why I wanted to create this video, is to go on and address it and say, you heard it from what new VA Secretary Doug Collins just said, is they are not getting cut. If anything, he feels like they're improving. I will say there's been claims that have went through in 14 days that I personally know of recently, and everybody's claim is at a different pace. Some claims will go quicker than others, some claims won't. It just depends. It depends on what rater's hands it lands in. It depends on the compensation and pension examiner. It depends on various different factors. But the one thing that depends on you is the proof and everything that you put at the beginning of your claim. You put everything on the front end, you should receive the results on the back end. Vaught also contributed, getting back on topic, to Project 2025, which is the Heritage Foundation's blueprint for a conservative federal government, which recommended the VA revamp its disability rating schedule to eliminate any conditions that are tenuously related or wholly unrelated to military service. I disagree with that. Project 2025's VA section, written by former VA Chief of Staff Brooks Tucker, suggested that the new administration target significant cost savings from revising disability rating awards for future claimants while preserving them fully or partially for existing recipients. While President Donald Trump distanced himself from Project 2025 during his campaign, and Collins said in his hearing that he had not read the document, the administration has, in its first 3 weeks of office, implemented documents recommendations on eliminating diversity initiatives, freezing federal funding, and withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, among others. Trump has completed one Center for Renewing America recommendation, signing an executive order that enforces the Hyde Amendment, barring the use of federal funds for abortions, and moved to end protections for transgender individuals, also suggested in the document. Veteran service organizations say they have seen no evidence that the administration is moving to implement those publication recommendations on VA disability compensation. All right. But their leaders said any efforts would be met by strong opposition. Randy Reese, executive director of the Disabled American Veterans Washington headquarters, said means testing or basing disability compensation on a veteran's household income or any other restrictions would be absurd. DAV vehemently opposes any proposal or action that would unfairly strip our nation's heroes of their earned benefits. Any effort to balance the budget on the backs of disabled veterans will be met with vigorous opposition from DAV and our coalition partners, Reese said in a statement to military.com. Cole Lyle, the American Legion's National Veterans and Rehabilitation Director, said the OMB and the Congressional Budget Office, CBO, routinely offer suggestions to reduce annual budget deficits and the national debt. But the Trump administration has not given any indication at all that means testing for veterans' disability compensation is a priority. And no legislation at all, I want to be clear right here on this channel, has been introduced on this issue in the 119th Congress. But to be clear, any potential attempt to pursue this idea will be met with stiff resistance from the Legion and the veteran community with large, Lyle said in a statement. The Center for Renewing America recommendations would shave $136.3 billion from the VA budget over 10 years, according to this report. Project 2025, which you've been hearing around the rumor mill, the think tank did not provide a savings analysis for its recommendations, but a 2023 Heritage Foundation budget proposal said the federal government could save nearly $200 billion through 2032, so the next 7 years, by eliminating military retirees' access to full VA disability compensation. I say kick rocks, and cutting disability payments to those whose conditions aren't directly tied to military duty. A Congressional Budget Office report in December suggested that means testing could save $334 billion from the federal government's mandatory spending through 2034. The CBO said that the VA could save that money by providing full benefits only to veterans whose household income is below $135,000, not counting disability income. According to the CBO, about 70% of veterans receiving disability payments would still be eligible for their current benefits under that threshold. Well, here's what I say to that. 100% of veterans should be eligible for the benefits that they raised their right hand for, fought for, and deserved, right? If you served, get what you're entitled to. Everybody should be rated where they need to be rated for, and nothing from a veteran or a military service member that raised their right hand should ever be taken away or not given an opportunity to get. All right. And I want to say this, CBO and anyone out there, disability compensation from the VA is not true disability compensation. It is replacement income due to an injury that happened in service. Okay. If you have to go and start going to appointments, who's paying your gas? Who's putting wear and tear on your tires or your car? Whose lives are being impacted? The family, the wife, the spouse, whose jobs are being impacted? Yours. And the thing that you did, veteran or military service member serving now, is you served. So if you go to an appointment, the least we can do is pay for your gas money. And that's why these injuries or service-connected disabilities are based off of the severity, and why I go back to the top of this video and say and stand on this, that every veteran needs to be rated where they need to be rated at. Some veterans have more severe conditions mentally, physically, in whatever area that they are dealing with, right? Some are more severe than others, right? And we don't know the battle that anyone is going through, any veteran is going through, and it's not our job to judge. It's our job to stay in our own lane and to continue to, serve, continue to support one another, and continue to get and fight for the benefits that you, if you're a veteran or military member, have served and have earned. Okay. There's many other things, like I said, that we can go and cut back on, like many, many different things that I'm not going to get into here on this channel right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about in many different ways that money could be saved across this country. But it's always veterans, disability compensation is always coming in the topic, and it's always coming in the room for discussion because it's got to deal with money, and it's something that they can cut. And a lot of these CBO and these people have never, ever served a day in their life, never strapped on a boot, never put on a uniform. And I disagree with it. Definitely go anywhere else before you're coming to the veteran or the military service member, because there are lives and family members and people that have served, men and women that have raised their right hand and gave 100% of their time and dedication for whatever their reasons were to serve this country. And some were drafted and so forth. And here's what I will say. We still don't give the proper blueprint. We are still not given the proper blueprint to get our VA disability benefits. It's not like VA disability benefits are just handed over to us. We got to figure out this maze and this puzzle right? And we are not afforded the proper help as veterans to get what we already deserve anyway. So I want to tell the CBO or anyone that's proposing veterans budget cuts that the VA is the one that ultimately makes the decision. And it's not made easy on veterans at all. If it was, then go on YouTube and ask and tell me why there's so many veterans channels and people trying to help each other with VA disability benefits, because we ain't getting the help that we need. And we're not getting it while we're in, right? We're just sucking up and we're dealing with it while we're in. So, it really ticks me off whenever we're talking about VA disability benefits and making cuts to it. It's not fair. And I think it's a bunch of junk. I don't agree with it. Vault didn't directly answer questions, saying that only Trump would put forward everything they need for what the Department of VA does. But anyways, what he did say is, I'm not here on behalf of what I think. I'm on here. I'm here on behalf of the president. Vault said, the Center for Renewing America is a think tank, and I am currently the president of. It's not an agenda of the president, Vault said. But a week later, Blumenthal then pressed Collins for answers, and he said, I need from you a commitment that you will oppose any such efforts by the administration, Blumenthal said. And basically, he turned around and said, we're going to put the veterans first. And for me, that decision comes to the secretary that's in our budgetary oversight, Collins replied. And you just saw that video. If you missed it and you're just tuning into this live stream, I played a video, and it will be on YouTube in live and embedded here into Facebook from the new VA Secretary, Doug Collins, saying that benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs for veterans that have served will not be impacted or touched. And he said that if anything, they are speeding along processes and things to make things more efficient and better. Of course, they're always saying that. We'll see. The proof is in the pudding. But I just want to, the rumor mill and the storyline and the narrative is always, let's do away with benefits. Let's cut things and they're going away. And there's no indication that they are going away, right? It's a lot of news and a lot of buzz and a lot of clickbait. But that is what's going on with VA disability benefits right now. If you need to get your benefits, apply for them. Continue to push forward. Don't give up. Continue to go. Now, what is going on too is this year, they are looking to cut the standalone rating of tinnitus. I've reiterated that in many other videos. They're looking to make it a little, the ratings are a little more wonkier and hard with the sleep apnea, and also the mental health ratings have changed as well to the criteria. They have not gone into effect. If they do go into effect, you're going to find out about them, and they're going to let you know, and we'll let you know, and we'll announce it on this channel as well too. We will stay on top of that. But you heard it here. Doug Collins addressing veterans benefits. They ain't going nowhere. So all that clickbait out there and all that news media and anything else and stuff, you could forget about it. Just continue. They are not going to mess with VA benefits. I think if we do hear that, I think you're going to see a lot of veterans going to Capitol Hill and going to be standing there with locked and loaded with signs and protesting and rallies and all types of stuff. Veterans and service members and military members have given too much of their life for that to even be in consideration of taking away VA disability benefits. So I want to jump on here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you enjoy this content and that this video has helped you and addressed any doubts or concerns that you may or may not have. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm out.